Alright, everybody, so here is part 2 of the video that I'm making here. I'm going to start with this one. The 2003 SVT Cobra Terminator is the cause for the new area of horsepower wars. I'm not sure what the new area means, but we could just say is the cause of the horsepower wars. I assume we're talking about in auto mechanics, that's where the horsepower wars are taking place. Now, I think, does it name one cause? Yes, that particular car, the Cobra. Does it name one effect? Yes, the horsepower wars. Is it debatable? I guess so, but I would argue that this one doesn't particularly matter. So I would say no on this one because, like the horsepower wars might matter, but the reason that they came into being probably doesn't matter to a general audience. They don't really care why these wars came into being in car manufacturing. They just care that they're there. So I don't think that this would matter to a general audience. So we're going to go no on that one. Here we go. The increase of smartphone use. Smartphone, one word. The increase of smartphone use is the cause of the increase in depression among teens. Going to argue it directly, so we're going to say different ways that this cause leads to this effect. Okay. Now, this is kind of Jean Twenge's argument right here. It's good of this person to notice that when we read Twenge's essay, what Twenge was doing was making a causal argument. So that's good, and I'm going to let this person do this one, but I do not want you looking at Twenge's article for support. Understand? So just don't even look at that article as you prepare your essay. I want it all to come from your mind. All right, let's go back up here. Let's see. Strict parenting causes children to turn out to be more rebellious. Here is the cause, one cause. Here is an effect. Let's change the language here to become more rebellious. Causes children to become more rebellious. This person says they're going to argue it directly, which means they're going to say different ways that this results in this. Does it matter? Yes, I think it matters, because if children are becoming more rebellious, we would presumably want to know why that is so that we could stop doing it. So yes, this one is approved. Let's go down to spanking is the reason why kids grow up to be angry. Alright, so we've talked about the problems related to slang in our writing, and you all could probably see the particular instance of slang that is here. It's kids, right? So let's back it up. Spanking causes, let's say spanking causes children to become angry adults. Okay, spanking causes children to become, so here's the cause. Here's one effect. Children become angry adults. I feel like this one, though, is overgeneralized. And the reason is this, is like, does spanking always cause children to become angry adults? Well, no, because clearly some people are spanked as a child and don't become angry adults. I would say I'm among them, right? And yet, if we changed it to say spanking causes some children to become angry adults, now we have a different problem, because now this claim is just true. In other words, it's not debatable. And so either way, if it's like this, then that's not true, because not all children who are spanked become angry adults. And if we do it like this, it still won't work, because then it's just true and not debatable. So this one will not work for reason number 2, mostly, that it's not debatable. Let's go to this one. This person couldn't be bothered to capitalize their sentence. Tropical storms cause more damage in gentrified cities. Do we have a single cause? Yes. Do we have a single effect? Greater damage in gentrified cities. My problem with this is I'm not sure, again, that it's debatable. So, for example, it depends how are we going to measure damage. And usually the way that damage gets measured in hurricanes is the dollar amount of damage done based on insurance claims and things like this. And so this is really an info question. In other words, it's something that we could make an inartistic proof out of. All we would need to do is go and find what cities have been hit by hurricanes, and then look, is it the ones that are more gentrified by whatever metric that's received more damage? And we would come up with an answer of true or false. The other reason, so that's why it's no, is because I feel like we could go out and find evidence that would prove it without having to create an argument, right? We could rely on statistical data. Second of all, right, I think that this one won't work because I can't really think of a good way to prove it except by doing research, right? Because in order to prove it, we'd have to say, see, look at when it hit this gentrified city, here's what happened. But when it hit this place that wasn't gentrified, here's what happened. So this one is going to be no, mostly because it's not debatable, right? We could go out and find the answer to this. So it's not debatable. It gets no because of number 2 here. All right, so we got this one, we did this one, we did this one, did not do this one. Well, let's do smartphones cause indolence. Okay, indolence is a fancy word for laziness or being lethargic. So we run into a similar problem in this one that we ran into in this one. So remember, let me ask you this. Is it always true that smart devices make their owner lazy? The answer, it would seem, is no, right? It's not always true. Some people have smartphones, use them regularly, and do not become lazy. So this claim is not debatable, right? Because we know it's not true, right? They don't always cause indolence. If we say smart devices cause indolence in some people, right? In other words, that smart devices cause some people to be lazy, well, then again, we have the same problem. That would be true. Some people do get lazy who own smartphones. And so that one wouldn't be debatable. However, right, if we did something like smart technology is the cause of America's obesity crisis or epidemic. Let's say epidemic. Well then, that one is more debatable, right? Where we could, and probably, we could argue this directly or indirectly, that there's either multiple ways that this causes this, or that there's a chain of factors that lead from this to this. In either case, this would be, this would be a debatable claim. You could argue it directly or indirectly. What I need to know from whoever wrote this claim is, are they going to do this one or not? If they're going to do it, then yes, this will work, right? But the one that they originally put down will not work, okay? And so, we'll need to, that person will need to email me. A calorie, I guess this means a calorie deficient, So calorie deficient means not enough calories. A calorie deficient diet causes weight lose. No, it causes weight loss. Okay. A calorie deficient diet causes weight loss. Here's the cause, calorie deficient diet. Here's the effect, weight loss. The problem, and credit to this person for saying that they would argue this directly, the problem is that it is not debatable, right? If you go on a diet where you aren't getting enough calories, where you're calorie deficient, yes, generally speaking, that will result in weight loss. So this one gets a no because of number 2. Let's see. Divorces are the cause of less marriage. This needs to be more precise. I assume what this person means is the high rate of divorce causes a decrease in the marriage rate. Okay. Now, I know that that's a little bit different of a claim, but it's basically the same thing. The high rate of divorce causes decrease in the marriage rate. Now, there's a you could definitely do this directly, right? You could probably also do it indirectly. But written like that, it will work. So if you're cool with doing it as I have it written here, then it's approved. If not, then you need to email me with some new ones. All right. Let's look at this one. Clear communication is a cause of stronger long-term marriages. Is a cause of stronger long-term marriages. I don't know whether this person's going to argue this directly or indirectly, but here's the cause. Here's the effect. Does it matter? Yes, because if there's some trick to stronger long-term marriages, then it seems most people who are married would want to know what that is. Is it debatable? That's my question. I think most people would say, yeah, of course clear communication will lead to stronger long-term marriages. Although, I wonder if we could, well, I don't know. This one's a maybe. I need to look at this person's topic proposal and see if, as the topic proposal was written, that they that it looks debatable or not. So this one is still a question mark, and feel free to email me if you're that person. All right, playing video games leads to a boost in one's IQ. To a boost in, let's just say, one's IQ. All right. Will it work? Well, no, and here's why. Because if we wanted to find out if this was true, right, all we need to do is go to a study, scientific studies of relationships between IQ and video games, and ask, like, well, what'd they find? And so again, I think that this is an info question rather than an issue question. In other words, the answer to this is either true or false, and we could demonstrably prove that in some way. And so, it's not debatable. So this one gets a no on grounds number 2. And have we done them all? Yep, we've done them all. So, if you got a no, your job is to email me ASAP with 4 or 5 new claims. If I changed the way your claim is written, but you're cool with that, your job is to email me and say, hey, we changed my claim to, and then write the claim, and then say, but I'm cool with that, so I know. And if yours was fine to begin with, then you have to do nothing. Just everybody make sure that your topic proposals are turned in today, and I will get those back to you hopefully on Friday.